Welcome back, everyone. In the previous video, we looked into how we can introduce the existing existing project into GitHub space. So we created a GitHub folder earlier. We created a GitHub space earlier. Then we came back to our machine. We actually took the existing project and introduced it with all of its contents into GitHub space. Now, we encountered an issue, and probably we will encounter the same issue with this current video. The issue was that we had to authenticate ourselves specifically for the Elm School user, because there is Git existing in our current machine, and that Git is actually utilizing other global users settings. So what that actually allowed us to also do is to demonstrate how we can troubleshoot Git issues, how we can go through the instructions, how we can follow the user guide to actually get to the solution. And in this case, let's now start this video and let's look into continuing our journey with the Hello Git project. When we created this project, we said that unlike the other project, this project does not exist at all on our local machine. So what we will do is we will simply follow the instructions that are given to us by GitHub. These are instructions to create a new repository on the command line. So let's just do that. Command line or command prompt or PowerShell or terminal for MacBooks, Mac operating systems are the same. So clear will clean this previous commands for us. So let's just do exactly what is given to us. And before we start doing that, one important thing is we need to find out where we are located. All right, pwd print working directory will tell us that we are located in Eclipse workspace Elm C01 sessions. Now, we cannot run these commands here simply because Elm C01 sessions, or the project that you worked on previously, is already part of Git. So we definitely need to get into a different folder. There are a different separate folder that will have the name Hello Git, right? So that folder name and the GitHub workspace is the same. So there are two ways of doing that. One way is going the old school, the way that I showed you earlier. So you can come to your Explorer, you can create a new folder, and call that folder hello git, and then run the git bash from there. The second way is doing the same commands using the command line. Right now, we would not want to confuse you with those commands like cd ... make dir and all that. So what we will do is we will not actually use this open window of the git bash. We will just say exit. Okay, the window will close, or you could have just pressed X. What we will do, we will come to our Eclipse workspace folder, and in this Eclipse workspace folder, on the same level as LMC01 sessions, we'll create a new folder. You do not have to do it the way we're doing it. You can create this folder anywhere you want to, but we are technically keeping all our workspace folders in the same place. We will call it Hello Git. Again, go ahead and feel free to do this anywhere on your machine, as long as you keep track of where that happened. Get into this folder, and like we showed earlier, you can right-click Git bash. You can, which will bring up this window. You can type cmd here. You can open PowerShell here, or for Mac operating system, you can open your terminal, and as you need to make sure you are navigated and you are located at this Hello Git folder. Okay, so once we're here, what we will do is we will just copy and paste these commands into our command line. Okay, so copy paste echo hello git readme. What does this do? This creates a readme file, readme.md file. We'll talk about it in the next video. This creates readme.md file that has a content that is as simple as hello git. Echo means print technically to the console. Echo, like voice to the console. That string within the quotation mark. Again, let me make it bigger. Yeah, echo this string, but don't echo it to the console directly. This command means write it into the file name, okay, inside this folder. By the way, after right now, if you refresh, there is nothing in this folder. After we run this command, hit enter, we come back, refresh, there is a README file. Okay, it is automatically saying that it's going to open with Sublime Text. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open it with Notepad. Okay, just to make things simple. Okay, as you can see, there is nothing inside this file but hello git. Like I said, this command just prints this string. It does not print it to the command line. It simply pastes it, passes it into readme.md file. That's it, as simple as that. Okay. So having said that, let's close that file and let's come back to what we have. All right. So first command we executed, we have a readme file. Second command, git init. Copy. It's easy command to type, but I'm just following the initial suit. Copy, paste, initialized empty git repository. We have seen this before. What this means is we have initialized this hello git folder to be a git repository. And as we have seen before, as soon as we run that, .git hidden folder appears with the config file. Okay, again, basic context within. Let me bring it up in a better format. Okay, and for some reason, this is making it too big for us to see. All right, so here you go. Config file, local config, right, for a particular repository, and other items. We don't need to know all of them. All right. We initialized this folder to be a git space. Right now, this folder is being watched. Now, if you remember, previously we did run git add, but we did not run git add readme md. We ran git add as git add period. Git add period does technically say that add everything to git. Add everything. This is the dot period thing is technically everything to git. But in this case here, this is the example of how you can add a single file to git. You can say git add single file name. Okay. Our folder has a single file called readme.md. That's all we want to do. Git add readme.md. Now, if you remember from our first time, I would always run git status. Please pause this video, run git status as well. Git status, we will talk about it, is nothing but checks the status of what's going on, what's happening where. So it's a good habit to run it with every single command, okay? We did not run it here, we ran it in the previous video to kind of show you what's happening. But if we want to run it now, you will see that this new file, readme.md, is green, meaning it is ready to be committed, okay? You can read this to uncache it and all. So feel free to pause this video, run this command with readme file's name, and then you will come back. And if you run git status, what you will see is readme file is back in the working directory, but at the time, readme file is in stage. Okay. Next is git commit m first commit. Let's just copy this. Paste it here. What does this do? We looked at it real briefly last time. It says that whatever you have in the stage, sign our name to it and call that message first commit in this case. Previously, we added a long message. Now it's just saying first commit. That is also perfectly fine. Hit enter. All right, now it's going to tell us that master root commit, first commit, one file changed, one insertion. That's it. A mode was created for readme.md. Now we're saying git branch m main. I'm not sure if this will work in our case, but let's give it a try, because I believe in our case, Git has defined our main branch to be master, but it worked. Again, make a habit of running Git status. As you can see, we are on branch main. Previously, when we ran Git status, it said we are on branch master. What happened is this command git branch m basically switched us to the main branch. But we will continue git remote add hello git elm school. Git remote at origin in github.com elm school space hello git repositories workspace. Paste. This also went through just fine. And git push u origin main tells Git to take whatever is inside this local repository. Everything that is inside in this local repository. Take it, push it to upstream. U is upstream. Origin, if you remember, we set the origin here, right? So push it, origin's main branch. Hit enter. It's either going to return a fatal, like the first time it did, in which case we're just going to go ahead and update our credential helper the same way we did before. Or it will ask us to sign like this. Sign in within your browser, token. I want to create a token, which sign in with a token because I already have the access token. So I will get that access token. Make sure you store it somewhere, right? I will get that access token right here and sign in. It might still fail because I was expecting it to ask for my username. Oh, it didn't. Okay. It realized that I'm pushing to LM school. So most probably my username is LM school. And my token, which I will definitely go ahead and change after this recording, is that particular token. Now, we ran all these commands here. We need to refresh this page to see what happens. The moment we refresh, we will see that right now we are in main branch and there is only one file with the commit, first commit, which took place 2 minutes ago, and the file content is hello Git. This is how you can set up your Git space. This is how you can, we showed you 2 ways of introducing your projects to your GitHub workspaces. Having said that, let's stop this recording. In the next recording, we will talk about README on top of as a continuation of this README file here. And we will also talk about another file, which is called gitignore in a later video. We will see you then.